was 1.2 kg. And if they take away the extra on it, it will be up to 1 kg. So I may just have to, live with the extra kg on top. I think a kg is 8,000 naira as we speak. And I said, okay, what's the amount of the 1.2 kg? Are you sure it's 1.2 kg? And they said yes. And I said, okay, I paid almost 10,000 naira for the 1.2 kg. And I took it home. And I got my own scale. And I measured it. Mine is a digital scale, more accurate, all right? I use it for baking and measuring dry food, wet food, you name it. And by the time I place my turkey in my scale, I discovered that I had been cheated. What I had indeed bought was about 1 kg, but I had paid for 1.2 kg. I felt I could just get back into the vehicle, drive back to the place, and then we have that argument, and let's see who's gonna win. But is that not what has been happening for several years? Sometimes I feel like the fact that the thing is even frozen also adds to its weight. So do you now tell them, wait until it melts, and then you wait for me so that I can buy? Well, it's not just frozen foods. I mean, I've had experiences with other fruits where they tell you that this pack of milk is 800 grams. There's gross weight and there's net weight. Gross weight is plus the packaging, gross. So if the weight of the packaging material is XYZ amount, this is what you get. Net weight, the product itself, is this weight. And then I go home and then I measure. And then it is short. But who do I talk to? The person selling to me is actually not the manufacturer. In fact, the person that sold to me may not be able to tell whether it's 800 grams or not. They buy in bulk, right? Same thing with attachment. Until I discovered that there was a particular place where when they go to buy from the manufacturer, they come back, open the attachment packs, take away some part of it and reseal it and send it to the bigger market. And then you see those pieces here and there, it makes up to several more packs and more money for whoever is engaged in such action. Still a means of exploitation. I could go on and on and on. But you see, even some of the filling stations, 1 liter is not 1 liter. So yes, yesterday I bought a liter for 890 naira. And it may interest you to know that you just discovered that it's not 1 liter. So you're buying the fuel more expensive and you're not getting value for your money. So 1 liter paid for, but a shortage is what you get. I mean, if I open the phone lines now and I say give so many instances where, you have been taken advantage of as a purchaser, a consumer, a customer, the list is endless. But then they say this is how they make quick money. This is how their profit margin goes up. How else are you expecting them to make profit? If they give you 1 liter, it's 1 liter. If they give you 1 kg, it's 1 kg. If they give you 800 grams, it's 800 grams. Some multinational corporations exploit cheap labor markets as well. So you see, they have the option of getting people that they can pay a certain amount higher. But no, why would they do that when they can opt for cheap labor, over-labor them, impose unsafe working conditions on desperate workers who need a job, who need to make ends meet legally. So they accept any say. You're going to work 24 hours, no problem, sir. Because what do they want? A job. Unsafe working conditions. No working tools. No boots. No coveralls. No whatever. Sometimes these workers are made to purchase some of these things for themselves because, hey, their safety is now their priority as opposed to the organization's priority. It even gets worse. No medical coverage, no health insurance whatsoever for them. So you see, if anything happens at that site, you cannot even hold these companies responsible because, well, based on the contract you signed, you willingly offered yourself as a lamb to the slaughter. I could go on and on. They devastate local ecosystems in order to reap outsized profits. Their gains occur at large cost to people and places unseen by home country regulators who might be disconnected from the consumers who buy the product. Corruption is everywhere, they say. Everywhere. And there's possibly no end in sight. But in the name of all things moral and just, is contributing to it the way forward. That when you check industry standard, practicing, other professionals practicing, this is the standard pay. But you're not getting the standard. You're getting substandard. I mean, how many times have we even bothered to sometimes check for quality of some of the things that we consume? Medicine, food, to be sure that indeed what they said is inside is what is inside. That they say that they put 200 grams of butter. Does it mean that in that particular meat pie you're eating, they indeed use 200 grams of butter or 200 grams of milk or whatever the case may be? That they tell you that there is milk inside this particular product. Who checks to be sure that it is not milk flavor that is inside? Or the milk they say is inside. Oh, no. Let's not even go there. But you tell me, having watched things manifest in our economy, having watched, what's it called now? How businesses have been run. Is exploitation the surest and quickest way to lasting wealth? Let me not forget this one. Don't leave the market people out of it. The cups they use for measurement at the market. The custard rubber or the paint rubber they use for measurement at the market. Ideally, a custard rubber should give you between 20 to 21 to 22 cups of grain. All right? When you buy the original rubber. Right? But these days, you say you went to buy a paint rubber, a custard rubber of rice or beans or corn or gari, whatever it is, and you're getting between 16 to how many cups? You are going to buy periwinkle. Isam, ordinary Isam, periwinkle. And you see that the cup that they have used to measure your periwinkle, they have put something in the middle, and you are not aware. Or that you go to the market to buy something and you see that they're using the under of the cup to measure. And you just look away a little bit and that is how they have measured 5 cups for you. And by the time you get home, the 5 cups is not 5 cups in. Some of those things. Exploitation. Is exploitation the surest and quickest way to creating lasting wealth? And have we been guilty of exploitation at some point in our lives? Let's talk. 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. Again, 0809 030 6416. On X, we're at Nigeria Info page, and our Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Call screeners and standby, take your calls first before passing you on to me in the studio. So when you do call, the first voice you would hear would not be my voice, but that of the call screener. Do remember to turn down the volume of your radio set. Be audible so we can hear you. Let me start with some of the messages I see here while I wait for the calls to be screened. Denise, that is the ink scene now. All the measurement cups and paint rubbers have all been tampered with. So we pay more and get less? Is that supposed to be the right thing to do? Okay, I just got a message and I'll have to pick the calls directly. Let's see. Nigerian Info, good afternoon and welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Zion, good afternoon to you this way.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm just there. I'm amazed by how things are panning out, but I'm good.
You are not the only one. We all are amazed. Everything is amazed now in this country.
We are in amazement.
Oh, yeah, of course. That is why I like you and Constant. There's the way you guys coin these things. When the do is no longer doing again.
Oh, my goodness.
That's as if you go to favor you each other before now. We need to investigate you with technology. Maybe we're not going to share the thing, Grandma.
I would find out. I will find out.
And a comic relief. Now, to the discourse. Nigeria is a country that breeds crime and criminality. So we are prone and known to exploit and extort each other. That is why we coined this word, Gaiman Fall. Sorry, is it Mugu Fall, Gaiman Wak?
Yes, Mugu Fall, Gaiman go chop.
Gaiman Wak, exactly. You mentioned some items which are visible in the market. The powder we bake that becomes the pap we drink. That is in the bucket. Go and check it very well. It's half measured. Some say it's half full or it's half empty. So then we say it's half full and you will say it's half empty. Then where is the standard organization of Nigeria? What about the powdered milk in sachet? Are they full up to the gram? You also made mention of the gram and the net weight. It is here, which means one has to do with both the nylon and the package that carried it, and one has to do with the quantity in it. Are they measured up to standard? Now narrow it down again to the standard organization. Are they blind? Are they not aware that is what Nigerians are getting for? What about the Consumer Protection Unit? I normally hear this funny comment. The Constitution is bad. Let us re-amend it. Let us scrap it. That is a voice of corruption and wickedness. Nigeria have one of the best constitution in the history of mankind. Put it on record. Should I be the one to petition standard organization to know that those products I bought in sachet are not full? Does not mean the gram weight as they measured or wrote on their leaflets? And do you know that even if I take that sachet to court and show the court, this is what they gave me, this is what I bought, the court will ask me to go and prove further on it. What about the liquid content we buy on bottle? Check very well. Take any of the liquid content in bottle. It's half full. What remains to the one that has to get to the top or the brim to get to the cork or the cover of that drink I bought? You find that it's exploitation and extortion. Come and look at our security agent, the Nigerian police. They virtually sold out their uniform on with their money. But the Constitution provided that the government should give them the uniform. In case they vex or they fail, what they do is pull the uniform and give it back to Nigeria. How many uniforms have they pulled back to Nigeria? Is it not the policeman that saw the uniform by himself? So you see this extortion, and we are so comfortable. And these were the models that are formulated that a lot of our activities are being characterized to be fraudulent.
All right.
I want to say that in this ground, the only way we can get it right, we have the organizations that have been at the power, given the authority to do the needful. They shouldn't wait for Mr. Zion to petition them before swapping into action, to go into the market well-funded to carry action against these providers. Mr. Zion.
Thank you, Mr. Zion. Robbing from HA, welcome to the sunny side.
Yes, Didi, Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let me pick from one of the pointers mentioned by Zion, the Nigerian police. Are you aware every year the Inspector General of Police and his team goes to National Assembly to defend budget? Are you aware? Then tell me which time a commissioner of a police have received 20 vehicles, 30 vehicles, as was budgeted for. Rather, the state governors are the people who buy these vehicles and other equipment for them to fight crime. Is that not fraud? From the center. Next year there will be another budget. You see, let me tell you, I have said this thing for often time in public space. Why we find ourselves in this situation? Because crimes are being rewarded in Nigeria. Those who committed crime from the council level, local government chairmen, state governors, found themselves at the city center, either becoming senators, House of Reps, ministers, and what have you. They care not about to implement the laws and the rules we have in this country. Didi, do you know that stealing by knowing is a criminal offense? Stealing by knowing.
What is
you
stealing
know that
by
you
knowing?
are stealing is a criminal offense. Tell me whether one person has been sentenced in Nigeria here. And part of the problem, because we reward crime. That is why our society is embracing crime. Tell me why. Is the police not aware of this thing you are mentioning?
Which thing?
They are all aware.
Which
the
of
governors
them?
are
I
aware.
mentioned a lot
The rest, they are all aware. But they don't bother because they too are collecting from somewhere, so they care not.
Because they too are collecting from somewhere, they care not. Fidel from Owerri, welcome to the sunny side.
Thank you very much. Corruption has become endemic in this country called Nigeria. We have found ourselves in a situation where people even think that corruption is only money, money, money. While they engage in acts that have exploitative tendencies, what they do in the markets and in everywhere is an act of corruption. Even those who are in charge of weight and measures no longer care. No more effective monitoring. People are only interested in negativity. Negative things to exploit people until exploitation without caring. It is really regrettable. We must get it right. Only when Consumer Protection Council and other organizations carry out their duties, monitor effectively, and they ensure that anything you pay for, you get the value for what you have paid for in terms of measure and quantity. Thank you and God bless you. We must change our attitude.
Would it make sense if they get to the market and they say, if you sell something and you have to wait for your customer, let us see your measuring scale. Come and show us your 1 gram. Come and show us your 1 kg. Come and show us your 2 kilogram. Come, you say you sell 1 cup of rice. Let us see your measuring cup. If you say you sell paint bucket of whatever, let us see the bucket you are using. Is it going to be so difficult? You say you are selling, what's the one? Let us see. How many times do they go and randomly pick products to check that they are indeed? Because, yeah, the regulatory bodies are usually saddled with some of these responsibilities. But I say because the regulatory bodies are not doing their job, that is why these people have seen it as an opportunity to take advantage of the situation and their unsuspecting consumers. Because that's what it is. Taking advantage of a situation. I think once upon a time, there was a body that usually goes around filling stations to check that their metering is accurate. That their 1 liter is indeed 1 liter. And if for any reason they discover that your metering has been tampered with, they close your station. Are they still doing it now? Or fuel is scarce? Depot, this depot, that. This one, that. They're not doing all of that again. So it's an open market. It's a free market now. Do as you please. If you bought at 1,000 naira, if you want to sell at 1,500, whoever wants to buy will buy. And whether or not it's up to, it doesn't concern anybody. Or we, the consumers, when we see these shortages, when we see that we're not getting value for our money, we come to that acceptance level. We have come to that acceptance level where that's how it be. If we report, nothing they happen, and we don't talk about it, and it continues. Okonkwo from Rumokuta, welcome to the sunny side.
Yes, Madam Didi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Corruption. Unlawfully doing what you are not supposed to do, or collect what you are not supposed to collect.
Exploitation, actually.
Madam Didi, have you ever bought a cookie granite that the hawkers carry? You discover that the waterproof in which they do put the granite, the mouth used to be narrow. Why not them to use waterproof that the mouth is wide?
So now what happened?
And so have you bought cooked granite?
I mean, the waterproof.
They do use to put the granite. The mouth used to be very, very narrow. Why not them to use waterproof that the mouth is wide?
Well,
the reason is because when they collect the granite with the cup and they are struggling to put it, some will fall back into their tray pans. That's number one. Have you gone to the market to buy rice or beans or gari? And you say, I want 10 cups of rice or beans or gari. The seller will immediately engage you on discussion. Maybe the person engages you.
You forget yourself.
Maybe your attention shifts. It will turn and begin to use the bottom of that cup. If you go home and mention it, 10 cups might be 5 cups or 6 cups for you. Have you ever gone to buy apple? When you get apple, you will choose like 5 or 6 or 7 and tell the seller, please, buy it and keep for me, let me buy another thing. And the person will change it and put those that are bad. When you come to your house, it's a terrible situation. Nigeria is a country in which the citizens build on lies, deception, and cheating. I want to talk of the politicians.
Thank you, Okonkwo. Charles from Rukwako. Oh, Charles, you may have to call back. Clement from NTA Road, welcome to the conversation.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, Clement.
Okay, so let me start by, I read what's on Facebook, and that is enough. How she went to, I think she was trying to give a giveaway, or try to give giveaway, and to buy something from someone, and maybe just tell the person, okay, this is actually what I wanted to do. And she said that she approached a woman that said, is it something or something like that. And she picked the one that she wanted, 5K, only for the woman that she was watching through her side mirror or her head mirror, how the woman is putting it in her trunk, in her boots. And then the woman put 3 instead of 5. And she came to collect money for the 5. And the woman was arguing, and she said the woman the screen and said, okay, she took a picture of what the woman put. And shame not allowed the woman to stand, collect the care back and left. Now, that is that level of the woman in the street. And that is what they do. Let me just put it like that. I actually explained to you how I want to buy game, a rubber, and I said, okay, if you give me that yellow rubber, why not give me 2 halves for one? The woman said no in this Port Harcourt. So I had to come back later, buy half, then go back again the following day and buy another half to get my one. So you can, the reason is what I don't know. As in, why you are telling, you say this one
It's half
now
of
half, this one now one. I said, give me two halves, half plus half, one.
Oh my
Is it not
goodness.
simple arithmetic? She insisted and said, no. Now, my reason, even till today, I am still pondering on that reason why it's like that. Somebody will say, why not go to another place? I love that woman career. That is why I bought from her. So that is it. And I'm looking at it from the normal level. Like, let me not go to the at the top. What about Abuja people? What about government house? What about, and trust me, the people in the government house, we came from the market side. We know them. We know how they got to that government house, and they started from the grassroots. I will put it like that. So, and to conclude, even in the church, our gospel that our preachers are not complete. Adulterated gospel, it's something like that. They are not complete. Give us half truths, and we go with it, and we run with it, and at the end of the day, even our faith is not complete. Thank you.
You know, when you talk about the gospel, there is this argument I usually would have with people that end their services with whatever sermon had been preached on the pulpit and never going back to seek the scriptures for themselves. So I see people every time in church carry a pen and a notepad. These days, some church members have gone digital. They have their iPads, they have their tabs and all of that, and they're taking notes during service. And those notes are never opened until the next service day. Would I blame the man on the pulpit who gives the adulterated gospel when you had the opportunity to go back and search the scriptures for yourself? Compare notes, compare different versions, compare King James, compare the Passion Translation, compare the New Living Translation, the Message Translation. Would I blame that person? But then again, exploitation on another level, because the man knows clearly that you seated there will not go back and open your Bible. You don't read. Oh yes. It's the same way some brands have taken advantage of us. We know they read terms and conditions. We don't. We append our signatures anywhere. We sign, we consent. We don't read. And they know that these people will not read. So they deserve whatever they get from not reading. Yes, they have exploited you. But you would have been able to come out of that situation if only you read. Charles from Rupwako, welcome to the sunny side.
Yeah.
Are you with me, Charles?
Yeah, Mr. Charles, yes, from Rupwako.
Welcome, go ahead.
Okay. I just want to comment on that job, which maybe the last caller just mentioned. I have a friend that was sick for some time after many drugs and pharmacy, according to them. They were giving this man prescription from the hospital. And they went and bought these drugs. The man was taking these drugs. The thing was not improving. At the time, they have one of their relations that came. They said, no, we should fly this man out of this country. They flew him to India. Unfortunately, the bag in carrying the man's clothes, some of the drugs were inside that bag, which he took.
You may have to quicken up with, be fast with the story, and then so we get the point, really.
Getting to India, as they got to the hospital, they were searched and they found these drugs inside his bag. They now asked him, where do you bring these drugs from? So he said it's the drug they were giving to him. Do you know that they took these drugs and put it in their machine? They asked the man to be looking at the machine. It indicated fake drug. The machine destroyed it.
Wow. Hello, Denise. Good afternoon. Jetta Wazobia narrated a story of a benevolent man who wanted to give 20,000 naira to 5 market people each to augment their trading money. At the market, he asked them to sell him their wares so he could give the money to the honest ones. But he found no sincere seller of integrity. The ube seller and plantain sellers tried to swindle him. When he went back with his money and wired it to his mother, Denise asked the judiciary, the governors, the assembly members, state and national, the police, immigration. At the passport office, one of the officers was telling me she would help, of course, for a fee. Ironically, everyone points to politicians and Abuja people as corrupt ones, but before now, a cup of beans was 600 grams. That's about 450 grams because I measure at home. Buy Gary and measure and you'll find the bottom is of lower quality. Nigeria's change. Churches and mosques everywhere, yet Nigerians are yet to learn honesty. Goodness, my dear. Before now, I will never bother about going to measure things in cups when I buy them. But now I do. I do this because I want to know where not to buy from again. I bought a rubber of beans, was it this week? And I told the people at home, measure how many cups. And they said 20 cups. And I said, okay. No jara at all. They say no jara. I said, okay. Will I buy from that person again? Yes, I would. The day I notice that the cup is not cupping again, I will not buy. The division of Nigeria business is exploitation in a broad daylight. Even the government is encouraging it. Do you know the spaghetti is... You mean spaghetti? The spaghetti is no longer full, not to talk about biscuits. What is the SON doing? Which way Nigeria? Ezekiel, Isaiah. Well, Ezekiel, for spag, because I cook in grams, I measure everything. The ones I've been buying so far, 500 grams as stated on the packet is 500 grams when I go home. Because I calculate that 500 grams, 120 grams for each person. So that 500 grams should serve 4 persons or maybe 5 persons. Yeah, so I've been lucky. Let's just say I've been lucky. I wouldn't want to mention the brands I buy that have been giving me what I ordered versus what I got. As long as you're a business person, you must in one way or the other be a receiver of exploitation, or you yourself have been exploited. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Everybody is a cheat from the top to bottom. We can't just blame it on some set of people. We are all in it. Thank you. Churchill is texting. Good afternoon. I bought bread last week and behold, the slices in the 1,700 loaves were pushed to have a C shape. That was an embarrassing dishonesty. Eric Chooks. Did you tell your student came in late again to class? Please don't flog me. Just share the topic small again. Oh, exploiting ourselves to make huge profits. 2 questions. Is exploitation the surest and quickest way to creating lasting wealth? Have we been guilty of exploitation at some point in our lives? Like you have exploited somebody. Silly Goodness says, I've never been a victim, Sha, because you can't cheat on me. My mama teach me well, but for those who are engaged in these sharp practices, they make person wealthy. When foreign countries manufacture goods, they also manufacture substandard goods for the Nigerian market. They're the kind of goods we like. We should stop calling the police and governor. The fraud going on in some people's family these days, even in some people's offices, even church and market, the truth is corruption is now part of our DNA.
Reach out, be informed, stay connected to the world, and go